Right then. All right. Um, I'm up a little bit later than I normally would be um, because I got to go out tonight and do some killing. Uh, my neighbor off to the west here, she's up or was up for a couple of days for the weekend, pretty much. And they discovered they have a bald faced hornet's nest in one of the branches of a tree that's right next to the driveway. And they literally got to walk right by this thing. And that is never advisable when it comes to bald faced hornets, because bald faced hornets, those are the white and black ones, they're very aggressive and they will fly 30 feet out of their nest to come and tag you if you get into their zone. Yeah. So this nest or hive is it's about the size of a football, and it's one of those paper ones that look like a ball hanging off a tree branch, and it's literally right next to the driveway. So when they walk back and forth from the cabin to the car, they're walking right by it. Yeah. So when I got home, she was outside and we got to talking and what. And I told her I'd take care of it for him. Yeah. Be the knight in shining armor. Now, eliminating a wasp or a bee's nest, even ground bees, the ones that, yellow jackets, the ones that burrow into the ground and live underground, you're always most successful doing it at night after dark. Going out with some wasp and hornet killer and standing back 30 feet and spraying the nest in the middle of the day does you no good. All of the foragers and the soldiers are out of the nest foraging and whatever. So at any given time, you've got 1/4 of the insects in that nest at that moment. And you're not going to truly take out the whole colony. So you wait until dark when all of the hornets and wasps or bees or whatever return back to the nest for the night. That way you get them all. Yeah. So anyway, I'm waiting for it to get dark. I just went over now with a flashlight and shone it on the hive, and they're still active. They're still flying around, and it's almost dark, and they're crawling all over the outside of the thing. So, gonna wait. So I'm trying to formulate a game plan on what to do, how to do this, safely. Bald face hornet stings. Oh, they hurt. Brutal. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Walking up to the nest and just spraying into the opening is one thing. But sometimes I wonder if on some hives they have a emergency exit out the back, and you know, an attack comes at the front door, and they all go darting out the back door, and now they got you. So I'm also trying to think. I'm not just going to stand there and spray the nest, because that really doesn't do anything. I'd have to empty a whole can into the opening of that. It still wouldn't do anything. You know, it'd kill some, but it's not going to get into the core of the nest. So, and I don't have any wasp and hornet killer. All I got is starting fluid. So that'll knock them down pretty quick and kill them. But I don't want to just stand there and empty a whole can of starting fluid into the opening of this thing and hope I got it good. This damn Virginia doesn't want to burn. So I think what I'm going to do is my first plan was to take a garbage bag and try to put a garbage bag over the branch that has the nest hanging on it and seal it shut, and then snip off the branch, and then they're all trapped inside that garbage bag. Well, I went over and studied the situation, and the way the branches are coming, the little branches are coming off the main branch, I already know what would happen. In the process of trying to get the garbage bag over the branch, I would disturb the nest, they would come out, and they would get me. And then I'd run away screaming like a little girl as they're pounding me. So then I thought, all right, I have a big nylon cover, like a cover you'd put on a tennis racket, for my musky net. Why don't I grab the musky net cover and do the same thing? Have it open, have it ready, and just lunge in, encapsulate the whole branch, seal off the opening, snip off the branch, and then what I was going to do is leave the cover closed, laying out in the middle of my lawn, and with the hot sun beating on that thing tomorrow, the temperatures inside that bag would get over 100 degrees, it'd kill them. That's an option. Mm-hmm. And then I'm sitting here and I came up with a third option. Oh, that's not going to work either. Maybe it will. I have a metal garbage can, and it has a lid. And I think what I'll do is I'll position the garbage can right underneath the nest. The nest is right about face height. Yeah, it's not up in a tree or anything. It's right at my face level. So it's easy to work on. So I'll put the garbage can under the nest. I'll cautiously come up to the nest, blast a bunch of starting fluid in the opening of the nest to kill the sentries. There's always sentries sitting in that opening, watching out, looking outside to see if there's an oncoming threat. So I'll spray a bunch of starting fluid into the opening of the nest. That'll take out the sentries at the front door. I'll grab my pruning shears and I'll snip off the branch that the nest is on. The whole thing will drop down into the garbage can and I'll slam the lid on it. Yep. And then I'll leave that sit out in the sun for a week, closed, and that'll do it too. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It's the quickest solution to the problem. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just waiting for it to get pitch dark because I was just over there and they're still crawling on that, all over that nest. So they're getting ready to hunker down for the night, but I gotta wait a little bit here before I can do this. So I'll let you know how this goes. Yeah, if I show up on the next video with my face all puffed up, having anaphylactic shock reaction to the stings, yeah, you'll know it didn't go well, but we'll see. Other than that, when I got home, I unloaded the Jeep, all the tools, the trailer, put the trailer in its parking spot, and then I gave the driveway another treatment of herbicide for the weeds. So that should do a really good job by tomorrow night, and then I will repair that washout area again, pack it down with the Jeep again, and then I will mix up a batch of that rock glue. I gotta watch the weather though first, make sure it's gonna be stable for a while. Mix up a batch of the rock glue and put it down and hope for the best. Yeah. So, all right. That's just a sensational Sunday wrap-up. I'll give you a report maybe after I do this. I was going to set up the tripod and film it. I'll try, but it's going to be bad lighting. I'm only going to be working with a flashlight. I don't have a headlamp or anything like that, so I'll try to film it, but we'll see what happens. So, all right.